Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. The Greensboro Police Department continues to emphasize rail safety by providing information to motorists and pedestrians at 5 railroad crossings and talking with residents about the dangers of being on or near train tracks. The engagement is part of the traffic unit's ongoing effort to empower residents to keep themselves safe near rail crossings and railroad rights-of-ways. Officers handed out safety information at the following railroad crossings along East Market Street at the intersections of Bennett Street, Gillespie Street, English Street, Lowdermilk Street, and Franklin Boulevard. According to Operation Lifesaver Incorporated, a nonprofit organization providing education on rail safety, it takes the average freight train traveling at 55 miles per hour more than 1 mile, the length of 18 football fields, to stop. That means by the time a locomotive engineer sees a trespasser or vehicle on the train tracks, it's too late. GPD has conducted several rail safety operations in the past, including participating in the first National Rail Safety Week last September. In addition to educating pedestrians and motorists, officers will be enforcing the violations of trespassing on railroad property. Residents still have an opportunity to review and comment on the design alternative the Greensboro Department of Transportation has selected for the intersection of Cotswold Terrace and Old Battleground Road. If you weren't able to attend the public meeting on Thursday, March 1st, you can still review information about the design and submit comments online by Thursday, March 15th. The selected design includes a full-access roundabout at the intersection of Old Battleground and Cotswold Terrace and a traffic signal at the intersection of Cotswold Terrace and Cotswold Avenue, Lake Brant Road. It was selected with consideration of public feedback, as well as traffic, safety, and emergency response needs. For more information or to access the plans and submit comments, please visit the project's website. The City of Greensboro's Water Resources Department has unveiled plans to repurpose its North Buffalo Water Reclamation Facility to a park, serving the residents of Greensboro, particularly those who live in District 2. The North Buffalo Water Reclamation Facility is located at 2199 White Street. It ceased operations in October 2017 and will complete demolition this summer. As a good steward of its resources, the Water Resources Department began plans to convert the facility to a multifunctional park with an amphitheater, playground, and community garden. This will add to the quality of life in Northeast Greensboro. The project is devoted to the theme of water, biodiversity, and sustainability. The concept is also to use this space as an environmental resource benefiting water professionals, local universities, and the community at large. In an effort to help our employees and residents improve their quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's news for your health.
For most people, occasional lapses in memory are a normal part of the aging process, but sometimes not. As we get older, there are some normal memory errors that we make that are age-related. For example, misplacing your keys, having trouble finding a word while you're talking, even forgetting an appointment. That's not cause for concern. What I see is that when people make these errors much more frequently and they begin to disrupt their lifestyle, then we start to worry that there may be a dementia coming. A lot of people ask me, how can I maintain the memory I have or the thinking skills I have? Sometimes when we forget, it's not that we're forgetting information, but we're not actually absorbing it. So if you're having visual problems or hearing problems, or you've been diagnosed with those and you're supposed to wear glasses or hearing aids, please do wear those and get those kinds of things checked out. Secondly, sleep. Sleep is very, very important for memory. And we find that people who have inadequate sleep or disorders of sleep will have problems with staying alert and also problems with memory during the daytime. Drinking too much alcohol, use of drugs, and smoking. I would recommend stopping smoking because when you're smoking, you're actually taking oxygen out of the brain, and it can actually worsen your health in other ways. Stay intellectually engaged. doing crossword puzzles or word searches, that's fine, but what research shows us is that when you're doing those activities and it's a social context where you're doing it with other people, it can be much more effective to keep you mentally sharp. So, get involved in book clubs, go to dance classes, things like that can be very helpful. Another important thing is exercise, and people don't always realize that exercise is important to brain health. 30 minutes a day, if you can, of aerobic activity can be very effective in promoting the health of your brain because you're pumping blood through your brain. Managing stress and depression, that's an important one. I think that a lot of folks who are having memory problems, what we find out is that they're having very stressful lifestyles or they're actually depressed. Many of my patients ask me what they can do in terms of aids to use to improve their memory. First, you can definitely write things down. That's probably the easiest thing to do, either in a cell phone or on a pad of paper. Using a calendar that's in a central location in your home to kind of mark down appointments and important information can be very helpful. Asking people to repeat what they say to you back, even if you think you've heard it, and then rehearsing what you hear back in your own mind can be very helpful in strengthening the memory trace that you get. Another memory aid would be using alarms. So if you have to do something at a certain time to program your watch or your cell phone to give you an alarm to remind you to do something. If you worry that you're having memory problems or you're worried about a loved one having memory problems, I think the first thing to do is consult with your personal care physician. There are many medical conditions that could cause memory loss. Medical conditions such as thyroid disease, vitamin deficiencies. There can even be side effects of medications that can cause memory loss. So you want your physician to be able to review those with you and make sure that that's going fine. Thanks for joining me. I hope this information has been helpful. For more information about memory and wellness, please visit conehealth.com/wellness. I'm Dr. Michael Zelson.
The city is preparing to host an event that puts local women and their accomplishments in the spotlight. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro History Museum will celebrate Greensboro women, past and present, by hosting an International Women's Day luncheon at 12 p.m. on Thursday, March 8th. The gathering will take place in the museum lobby. Shauna Tillery, who is the Planning and Project Development Division Manager with the Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department, will discuss the Ruth Wicker Tribute to Women Memorial and Exhibit Space expected to open in Barber Park. Learn the backstory of how the memorial seeks to honor the contributions women have made to the history of Greensboro. Attendees will also get the inside story on Greensboro women featured in the World War I exhibition entitled Lest We Forget, World War I Through the Eyes of Nine. Another exhibit is the Community Voices display, Teachers on the Front Line of School Desegregation. The program is free, but box lunches may be purchased in advance for $12. Reservations are required. To RSVP, please contact Mary Allen at 336-373-2982 by Tuesday, March 6th. The Greensboro History Museum is located at 130 Summit Avenue. For more information about this and other programs, please visit the museum's website. On Sunday, March 11th, don't forget to turn your clocks forward 1 hour to begin daylight saving time. The easiest way to remember is to spring forward. This is the time of year we also encourage you to change your smoke alarm batteries if they are more than a year old. If your home is not equipped with working smoke alarms, they are available to Greensboro residents free of charge. Contact the Greensboro Fire Department at 336-574-4088 to request the free smoke alarms, and firefighters will also install them at no charge. The Made for Market Arts, Crafts, and Pottery Show is coming to the Gate City. This is the largest North Carolina juried craft event based in the Triad. The show takes place on Sunday, May 6th. There will be a variety of handcrafted jewelry, pottery, fine art, and packaged artisan food at the historic farmers market, which houses more than 170 agricultural, prepared food, and artists year-round. This early spring market is an opportunity to find unique and thoughtful Mother's Day, graduate, wedding, and Father's Day gifts. Applications are open for handcrafted products, including but not limited to candles, leather, personal care items, fiber art, garden art, glass, painting, jewelry, metalwork, mixed media, photography, or culinary art. The registration deadline is 5 p.m. on Sunday, April 1st. Register online at the Made for Market Spring Arts, Crafts, and Pottery Eventbrite page. Early registration is encouraged as it gives the market more time to promote products in advance. In an effort to spotlight and celebrate the entrepreneurs, the artists, the community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, the City of Greensboro is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro series. This day, we place the spotlight on the Greensboro Distilling Company. Distilling Spirits at Greensboro's Fainting Goat Spirits on West Lewis Street is a family affair as Dad Bill Norman serves as the master distiller and son Andrew serves as the head distiller. Together, this father-son duo is serving up Greensboro's first legal spirits since Prohibition. Fainting Goat Spirits currently offers its Tiny Cat Vodka and Emulsion American Gin for sale. They're developing a single malt whiskey, rye whiskey, and bourbon that will be ready for sale in the coming years. Before starting the company, Andrew was a mortgage banker and sold property insurance, but was ready to trade in his suit and ties for overalls. Bill says whether you realize it or not, this is a chemical process and it's an art. People ask if we are Fainting Goat Spirits or Greensboro Distilling Company. We are both. Fainting Goat Spirits is our brand, but it's important for us to let everyone know that we are a Greensboro product. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Jerry Walford and Scott Mothersbaugh, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. The Greensboro Youth Council is collecting new and gently used formal wear and accessories for Camille's Closet and Theo's Threads. Donations will be accepted until Monday, March 19th. These retailers provide free outfits to teens who might not otherwise be able to afford a dress or suit for prom or other special occasions. Teens will be able to shop for clothes and accessories April 12th through April 14th. Formal wear items needed include dresses, suits, dress shirts, slacks, and accessories such as shoes, ties, evening bags, bow ties, and costume jewelry. Drop-off locations and times are as follows: the Cheshire Center, Greensboro Cultural Arts Center, Griffin Recreation Center, and Brown Recreation Center. For more information about making a donation or how to receive the formal wear, please call 336-373-4351 or visit the Greensboro Youth Council's website. The City of Greensboro is embarking on some major streetscape improvement projects. We'll give you the details coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Downtown Greensboro and a significant section of Summit Avenue will receive a facelift of sorts. Joining me now to tell us about the streetscape projects scheduled for these areas is Adam Fisher. He is the director of the Greensboro Department of Transportation. Hello, Adam. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Carla. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining me. So tell me about the Summit Avenue and the downtown streetscape projects.
Yes, these are two major road reworks that bonds have been approved for both of these projects. The Summit Avenue Streetscape Project bonds were approved back in 2008. And then in 2016, last fall, $25 million has been approved to upgrade all the streets, or most of the streets in the downtown area. these streets will see major overhauls, and we're really taking a focus away from the motoring traffic on these streets. That's primarily what we focused on in years past. However, we're getting input from the community that the motors aren't the only ones that use these streets. There's pedestrians, bicyclists in the downtown area. There may be people that want to eat and dine out in the sidewalks or close to the streets. So we're taking a look at all of the needs and desires of the community that use those streets, not just the motorists.
Well, this is exciting, and you mentioned bonds. A lot of times we hear that word, but we don't always see the immediate results of bond money. So I think it's nice that residents will get to see some action now that they've passed those bonds.
Exactly, and the 2008 bonds have been in play for quite a while now, and a recent streetscape project along Gate City Boulevard was just completed. So we haven't been able to spend those bond funds all at once, so it's taken us a while to finally get to the Summit Avenue streetscape project. And the Summit Avenue project in particular is going to go through a transformation in that we're calling it also, it's a road diet, whereby we're actually taking away travel lanes on Summit Avenue, reducing the capacity to carry motor vehicles so that we can install a median and bike lanes and still accommodate motor vehicle traffic. It's just come to the point where there's not as much volume on Summit Avenue from vehicular traffic. And in order to meet the desires of the neighborhood in the area, as well as to accommodate all the other modes of travel out there, we can accommodate that with two fewer lanes of traffic that will be converted to bike lanes and a nice landscape median.
Wonderful, and I know it's always nice for bicyclists to feel like they aren't sharing the road in a dangerous space. So it sounds like they'll have their section and vehicles will have theirs.
Right.
Now, when will the construction begin for the Summit Avenue streetscape?
The Summit Avenue project has been in the planning process for several years now. We've had numerous public meetings with the neighborhood and other interested parties. The last public meeting was held actually last week, where we revealed the final design plans and got the thumbs up from everybody there. So we're proceeding along, and actually late this year in 2018, it's scheduled to be under construction and will take about a year to complete.
Okay, so when you don't start construction for that many months, is there other work that you're doing in advance of that?
Yes, there's a lot of utilities that will need to be removed or moved out of the way. We're installing medians, doing some intersection improvements. There's not a lot of utility work here that's involved with a typical roadway project, so it won't be extensive utility relocations, but there will still be some utility relocations, and that'll actually get started later this spring and summer. Once the utilities are moved out of the way, then we will get started with construction late this year.
Okay. Now, you mentioned a public meeting recently took place. How vital is public input, and how will you use public comments when you move forward with Summit Avenue as well as the downtown streetscape?
Public input is very vital, especially to the streetscape projects. It's vital on any of our transportation improvements, knowing what the public wants to see as a final end product. But also for these streetscapes, because a lot of times we as traffic engineers are focused on the number of cars that we're trying to move and vehicles that we're trying to move. But the streetscapes really gets more down to the local users of that street, and so it's really important that we hear from them, all the residents, all the businesses along there. Do they want to have sidewalk or cafe dining? Do they want a bicycle lane? Do they want a planted median? What exactly would they like to see to enhance their experience along that street? So it's very vital, and we go through a robust public involvement process with any of these projects. Like I said, the Summit Avenue, we really have completed all of that input, have the final designs, and are ready to start construction later this year. We're just getting started on the downtown streetscapes. We kicked off a couple of weeks ago. We had some stakeholder meetings with specific business owners downtown. There will be more general public meetings coming up later this year, two rounds of public meetings coming up later this year. One in March, towards the end of March, and then another session later in June. And they will be really robust and looking for the public. We don't want to run the meetings. We're asking for the public to come in and really let us know how they feel about the downtown streets and what they want to see. So that'll be the start of the process. by September, we should have a good concept plan of how we want our streets to look downtown and what we want them to be. And then we can start the process of prioritizing how we spend that $25 million. We're not going to spend it all at once because we just don't have the financial capacity to spend or let a contract to do all of that at once. So we would be doing sections of downtown streets, and the input that we get from the public and then the final designs that we come up with will dictate how we allocate those funds and spend those over the next several years.
Wonderful. It's great to know that the public will have some buy-in. Ultimately, what would you say the city wants to accomplish with both of these streetscape projects?
We're really looking for a streetscape project is a project that everybody, or a final product that everybody will certainly be proud of and attract people to want to be on that street, not just to travel through, but to create a place where we want the people to be, especially in our downtown area. We want to attract folks downtown, so we want to make our streets and sidewalks attractive so that you want to be here. It's comfortable, it's safe, you can move around easy, you can walk around easy. However you want to get around, you can move, you can still do that. You can find parking on the street if needed, or there might need to be a place to dine on the sidewalk. We're going to create and look at all of those amenities to be able to install and make this a nice place to be and attract people to downtown, as well as the Summit Avenue, same thing. Make this a nice street to be so that the folks that live there and have to deal with the daily traffic, it softens that, as well as if you want to visit that area, don't just zip through on your car. Maybe you want to experience this street on foot or on a bicycle. That will be available to you as well.
Okay, so Greensboro is evolving, and all the good work that you and your team does makes this possible. Thank you for giving us a sneak peek. Do come back and give us updates. I'm looking forward to seeing these projects when they're completed.
Yes, it's exciting times. It sure is. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Come back and see us.
All right. Thank you.
Stay tuned for a little-known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city that's coming up after the break. Welcome back. One way to stay informed about what's happening in the city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings. The Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public, but if you can't attend, we broadcast the meetings live right here on GTN, and we stream the meetings live on the city's website. Council meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The first meeting of the month will include public comments, special presentations, and consent items. Meetings on the third Tuesday of the month will include public hearings and business items. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. Medical care is being provided in Northeast Greensboro thanks to Cone Health Medical Group. Renaissance Family Medicine Center welcomes patients to the Renaissance shops located in the same shopping center as the Renaissance Community Co-op. The medical office will provide services to adults and children ages 12 and older. Community residents raised money to open the Renaissance Community Co-op after the other grocers left the neighborhood. Tim Klontz, Cone Health Senior Vice President of Healthy Communities and Transitional Care and Support Services, says making it easy to get fresh food is a key to good health. Making it easy to get quality health care is another. We're happy to be part of this community's revival. Renaissance Family Medicine Center will offer same-day appointments, annual physicals, sports physicals, immunizations, chronic disease management, preventative care, and referrals to specialists. The center is open from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Later this year, Cone Health will add prenatal care and women's health services. Renaissance Family Medicine Center is located at 2525 Phillips Avenue. To schedule an appointment, call 336-832-7711. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendar for all the fantastic events being featured this week on the town.
Hey, this is Laisha. Greensboro welcomes some famous musical acts in addition to other events to look forward to this week. Start off your weekend right with a delicious lunch as Lowdermilk Park and Center City Park downtown hosts Food Truck Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The featured truck this Friday will be the Bandito Burrito Truck. Join us for ping pong, cornhole, and food trucks on Fridays at lunchtime, February through April. Check out the Lowdermilk Facebook page at facebook.com/Lowdermilk Park for a complete list of upcoming events. Also, on Friday, the Drummer Center Children's Theater presents Rumpelstiltskin Is My Name at 7:30 in the Odell Auditorium at Greensboro College. This show is a rollicking musical version of the classic Grimm fairy tale. This show is filled with toe-tapping tunes, crazy characters, and magic. This show is playing all weekend long, and tickets may be purchased at the door or online at thedrummercenter.com. Country superstar Blake Shelton comes to Greensboro Coliseum with his fellow country music freaks on his headlining tour this Saturday at 7 p.m. Shelton will hit the road alongside Brett Eldridge, Carly Pierce, and very special guest Trace Atkins. This tour will showcase fan favorites along with the music from Shelton's latest project, Texoma Shore. Don't miss your chance to see the star of The Voice live in concert. Go to GreensboroColiseum.com for more information. Are you looking for a fun family activity on Sunday? Look no further than the Greensboro Children's Museum. Half-price admission is now offered on Sundays, so come in from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. any Sunday and pay only $5 admission per person. Check out the new outdoor play plaza, which features 2 European imported 30-foot tall Neptune XXL climbers connected by a 25-foot suspended net tunnel. For more information on the Greensboro Children's Museum, visit gcmuseum.com. On Wednesday, Daughtry comes to the Carolina Theater starting at 8 p.m. Since rising to prominence on the 5th season of American Idol, he has released 4 albums, all of which reached the Billboard Top 10. Since forming the band Daughtry, they have garnered 4 Grammy nominations, won 4 American Music Awards, and have sold out concerts around the globe. Get your tickets today at carolinatheater.com. Keep watching FYI Weekly right here on GTN to find out about more events happening on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has 22 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Greensboro Public Library has a 100-year history of service and innovation. In partnership with the public, libraries serve their communities by being a part of the community. In Greensboro, individuals and organizations gather at the public library to learn for themselves and about others. Through projects such as One City, One Book and Poetry GSO, the library has taken a role in building community within our city. From early literacy initiatives that connect young parents and babies with books, through computer workshops for seniors, the library promotes learning opportunities every step of the way. Story times, homework assistance, job and career resources, consumer tips, hobbies, travel planning, and much more. Reading is the road to growth and discovery. It is through shared knowledge and communication that we gain understanding, which contributes to greater community, greater personal freedom, and ultimately lifelong learning. Libraries transform lives. On the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the city's Budget and Evaluation Department for receiving the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. This recognition is presented by the Government Finance Officers Association to governing bodies that are rated as proficient in 4 categories and in 14 mandatory criteria within those 4 categories. Those categories assess how well an organization's budget serves as a policy document, financial plan, operations guide, and communications device. The Budget and Evaluation Department is among more than 1,600 participants in the Budget Awards program. Way to go to our Budget and Evaluation team. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.